Bonjour everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new video in which we are gonna kind of exploit the game into giving us quite a lot of credits, because for those of you who don't know it that yet, the Skirmish game mode is coming back into World of Tanks Blitz. What is the Skirmish game mode? It's simply passing from a 7 versus 7 game to a 5 versus 5 one. And you might ask yourself, yeah, okay, it's just a downgraded 7 versus 7 match, right? But in what ways is it good for you to make credits? Let me explain to you briefly what's amazing about this game mode. First thing first, when you're in a 5 versus 5 situation, every single tank is gonna have more impact, which implies that if you take broken tanks like the W's that I'm playing right now, you are gonna be even more effective on the battlefield than if you played in a 7 versus 7 game. On top of that, in the Skirmish game mode, you can play in Platoon, and just imagine 2 broken tanks in Platoon in a 5 versus 5 situation. You have way more impact. On top of that, there is the length of the battle, which kind of allows you to do 1 to 3 million within an hour if you're using the right equipments and the right credit boosters. What I mean by that is, in a 5 versus 5 situation, the game is gonna end sooner, which makes you play more games within the span of 1 hour. So, to sum up what I mean, if you do, for example, let's say 80,000 credits per game using premium account plus credit boosters plus a premium tank while playing this game mode in 1 hour, yeah, you can do quite a lot of credits and therefore be ready for the M6O being released. But the question is, which kind of tanks should you play in this game mode? What kind of tanks are really interesting to see in this? And to answer to that question, nothing simpler, you need to focus on 3 different kind of tanks. Obviously, premiums, if you want to make credits, this is logic, this is the beginning of anything. But DPM. DPM is the factor that will determine if you win or not in the Skirmish game mode. Because when you are using a high DPM tank, let's say something that has 2.5k damage per minute, you are able to completely rake your opponents and, let's say, grind to the victory faster. On top of that, guys, I need to mention that as not a lot of people are playing Skirmish because the game mode is not popular, sometimes you are in a 4 versus 4 match and not necessarily a 5 versus 5, which makes you have even more impact on the game, and for the good players out there, it's gonna be easy for you to just destroy everything. Before we go further, I'm gonna close my Facebook because otherwise you are gonna get a little bit harassed by messages. So here I open it on my phone, so it should be better. And I was saying, with those kind of tanks, just imagine a 4 versus 4 situation, but instead of playing that shitty tank that the T25 Pilot 1 is, I'm playing a kind of an Action 10. Here, yeah, you understand how fast the game will end. I played for 1 hour this morning the Skirmish game mode just to test it out, because I've never been into these kind of modes where you lower down the number of players instead of adding and stacking them up. But I gotta be fair with you guys, it's an amazing game mode if you want to make credits. Now, something important to understand about this game mode is you are in a 4 versus 4 or a 5 versus 5 situation, which implies that there is less damage to make. Which implies that less damage equals less credits, or at least that's what I thought at the beginning. But as a game duration is around 1.5 to 2 minutes only, in one game of World of Tanks Blitz that lasts around 5-6 minutes, you can do 3 games in this game mode. So yeah, maybe in one game you're gonna do only, let's say, 60,000 credits, but if you do that in less than 2 minutes, in 3 minutes you will do around 2,000 credits, 200,000, sorry. And yeah, here you understand how fast it is for you to do quite a lot of credits. Now let's see what kind of tanks typically will allow you to get some good games and therefore credits. Typically, guys, the kind of tanks you need to focus on, as I told you already, are the DPM tanks, but not necessarily only those. As you're in the 5 vs 5 situation, it's easy for you to sneak behind your opponents using something that has a good mobility. I'm thinking, obviously, about light tanks. So if you play a light tank premium, for example, the AMX Defender, maybe an RU-251 that you would enrich, or even the Bulldog, the M4190, you are going to have some great games. Because here, you have less guns that can point at you when you are running around trying to escape death or trying to dodge some bullets by sliding into your opponent's victory base. And doing this, you are gonna have some good games. And I would say my main advices concerning that game mode, there are actually three. Playing Platoon, obviously, playing Platoon, play broken tanks, premiums. And finally, play tanks that are compatible with each other. For example, don't play a light tank with a medium because it's not like that it works. Go for 2 mediums, 2 heavies, 1 light, 1 tank destroyer, so you can spot, even if in this game mode, as the maps are really lower down, I don't feel like it's important for you to play with a tank destroyer. Now, focus more on medium and light tanks, on fast tanks that feature a good DPM. Progetto 46 that we're gonna annihilate right now, for example. So yeah, this is my top of the tanks you should play, guys, and why you should definitely get a hand on the Skirmish game mode. If you enjoyed that video, feel free to subscribe, like, and share. And I'm gonna see you soon for a new video, hopefully tomorrow. See ya.